Welcome back everyone, it's Nick here. We're on the ZX Spectrum looking at a rather old game. There's no intro to this because it is so old. It's ZX Berserk from 1982, published by Jega software. Yeah, it's this stickman going through a maze. It's a Berserk clone based on the arcade coin-up from Stern from 1980. It's a maze shooter. We must avoid all these robots, kill them if we can, and then get to the next maze. Now the reason why we're reviewing this is because earlier on today we reviewed a quite magnificent homebrew called Horace and the Robots, which was based off this. So there's, oh dear, so there's 36 years difference between this game and that one. Yes, that's amazing. The Spectrum is well and truly back. 1982. This one doesn't control quite as well as Horace by quite some distance, but it's good to see these ancient games, and it's one of the, oh dear, he's got me. It's one of the oldest games we've reviewed. It's a bit random this how well you do. I'm controlling the yellow stickman if you hadn't noticed, and we've got to avoid all those green robots. Arcade maze shooter. Now it seems a bit hard to avoid these. There's one coming at us, so we go down. I'm still trying to get used to the keyboard. There we go. See, he's crashed into there. The others seem a bit stationary, although they can shoot at you. The maps are generated at random. There's a robot actually stuck in the wall there for some reason. Right, let's get round here. We can't touch the walls because they are electrified and we die. If you haven't already, do check out Horace and the Robots by Steve Stake, we put up earlier on from 2018. But yeah. Go. It might be 2017. It was on the bubble. 2017, 2018. Oh, I've been killed again. Avoid all the robots. Success at this is random, but you have to look at this as a retro game. Not as good as Horace and the Robots, but as I said, there is 36 years difference between the two. In 1982, this would have looked pretty special and would have brought the arcade cabinet Berserk to your home screen, which would have been absolutely sensational. How much has changed in the last 36 years? Well, I can't even believe I'm saying it. That's a huge gap. That's fire, 0. What will change in the next 36 years going forward? Maybe someone else will bring out a Berserk clone which makes Horace and the Robots look bad. But Horace and the Robots at the moment looks pretty cool. Gotta like Horace. Got to like Horace. This is a bonus video we just managed to squeeze in, so I hope you like seeing it. It's not a game that's aged particularly well, but it's cute to see a nice bit of retro history. Good stuff, published by Jega software, 1982, and we've killed all the robots there. We've got 400 points. As the stickman goes round, the sound is a bit like the cursor. It's not 8 directions that I can work out, it seems to be just 4 directions, which makes it extremely random and difficult to avoid the robots at certain points. I think I can get to about 3 screens maximum here. Firing seems a bit dodgy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right, see that green robot's coming towards me. I can trick it into going into the wall because it's stupid. Okay. Yeah, so the animation isn't particularly smooth. Your stickman isn't particularly detailed. Keep reminding you. There we go, so I shot him. 1982. Sometimes you can shoot, sometimes you can't, it seems. 3 lives each time, I believe. Can I shoot those other boys, or shall I just leave? Right, let's try and shoot him. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sorry about that. I almost coughed there in the surprise I've been shot. So you can't both shoot at the same time. Damn curses, blast. Right, he's committed suicide. Well done, him. Trick the robots into crashing through the wall. It seems that on each screen there's one robot that will come towards you. The others stay stationary, probably a memory thing on the 16K it was designed for, but they will shoot if you come into range and they can remember to shoot. Did you have this one back in the day? We're going way back now, or did you play it since then? Or are there any other Berserk clones that you know about that you think I should cover? There's Gauntlet, of course. Took this as a rough idea. See, boom! I couldn't move then when he fired at me, so I couldn't get out the way. It's probably quite basic code in this. If I knew how to break into the game, I would see it and maybe have a go at saying it myself, but I just haven't got the time. Lots of coders out there at the moment, with the Spectrum next on the horizon. Good luck to all you people. I quite look forward to seeing lots of cool homebrew games. The most technical homebrew game I've seen so far, in terms of impressiveness, is a game reviewed quite a while back called Castlevania. That's pretty special. Lots of cool Horus ones, of course, but I'm sure I've got more to come to. I'll try and mix and match it with the retro ones as well, because that's where you got the most warm feelings of memories back in the day. I do like the homebrews which give a nod back to those retro games. It creates a bit of a link, really, a link back. Horus is well supported. Minor Willie's got a few games out there. One of the weirdest one is Super Crap Invaders, so have a look at that one if you haven't already on the channel. Others seem to be rehashes of the original coding of Jet Set Willie and Manic Miner. Be good to see a new game there. I do know Steve Broad, who worked on some of the Horus homebrews, is working on a game called the Mega Tree, at the time of recording at least. I don't know if that's going to be very similar to Jet Set Willie or Manic Miner, but I look forward to seeing that one, because he's a good coder. Game over, press A key. Right, will do. Yeah, so I think we've seen pretty much all that this game has to offer. Just survive as long as you can, try and plot your path around the robots, get to the next stage. Kill them all if you can do. On the original arcade Berserk, if you hung around too long on the screen, a bouncing head would come along and try and shoot you to hurry you along a bit. This early version doesn't seem to have that. Horus and the Robots did introduce that back, which is good to see. Don't know who this yellow man is, so invent your own backstory, but essentially we're in a maze shooting robots and he's dead. Boom. It's a bit risky doing that because they might shoot you. As I say, whoever shoots first wins generally. It's like the old West and High Noon. Mind you, I'm led to believe in High Noon it's not like the films portray. It's trying to shoot this person. Diddly-dee-dee-dee. It's not like the films portray, because basically whoever shot first didn't win. Oh, look at that. Whoever shot first didn't win because quite often they'd miss each other for about 10 minutes. Keep firing. That aim wasn't great. Not like that robot who's cut me down in my prime. Right, we can trick him to die, can't we? Boom, 16k gone. But this is being played on a 48k. Bit flashy. Animation isn't great. 1982 though is acceptable. It was the future back then. Home computers were just coming out. The ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64. There was loads, wasn't there? Auric 1, Jupiter Ace, VIC 20, and others I've forgotten about. That was all in competition. Computing was the future. You'd need it to run any business, but I don't think it's really taken off, has it now? 36, 40 years later, I don't think we could see computers anywhere else in the whole world. Or do we? I don't know. How did you run a bank without a computer? How did you run any business without a computer? I wouldn't have been confident paying money into any bank if it was all on bits of paper. I mean, how many errors did they do? Said, oh, I know you've got £1 million in your account, but this bit of paper says you've only got £12. Oh, right, okay, bye. Yeah, see you later. The mind boggles. The mind absolutely boggles. Oh, I'm doomed. I couldn't outwit that thing. Now, as I say, I'm pressing buttons together, but I don't think you can move diagonally on this. The robots can, but you can't. I'm trying everything. There's no joystick support on this game that I can work out. It's all on the keyboard, which puts you a little bit of a disadvantage. But anyway, shall we have another go at this one? Shall we? Yeah, we'll have one last go. Addictive it is. Right, that's tricked him. So we should be just easy running now till the end. Shall we risk trying to shoot some of these guys, or shall we just get out of here? Maybe we shoot them from a distance so we can get out of the way. Oh, look at that! You can't hang around. You can't hang around or you're dog food. Big Bob, bad Bob. Big colour clash there. But, you know, it's back in the day. Colour bleed's acceptable back then. It's sort of like a sign. It's a sign of an old game. Oh, I'll crash into the wall now. Those robots are celebrating. They're getting on my nerves. Big Bob, bad Bob, bowl. I think I'm on my last life already, aren't I? Right, okay, let's trick. No! Worst go ever. That was the worst go ever. Good explosion graphic, check that out. You could use that in any modern day film now and it'll be wholly acceptable. Well, you know, I know that last one was my last go, but it didn't go very well. Oh, there's no walls for him to crash into. Oh no! Go away! Yeah, like a homing pigeon with a bomb tied to it. There was no way I was going to escape that. 8-bit graphics, 8-bit sound. Very basic indeed. Oh look! See, that's just unlucky. That's just unlucky. It generates the map at random. If the robot generates right next to you, you're dead straight away. Oh, the inhumanity. I'd like to see a Doctor Who version of this, where you're the Doctor walking around and these robots are Daleks. That'd be quite nice. Graphics is just one block. In the Horus game, it was at least a few, I think. Right, next screen. Nice bit of scrolling there. By 1982. No chance of getting out the way of him. Ugh. I'm not quite sure what else Jega Software did. I'll have to look into that one. Yeah, press any key. 1980 Berserk come out on the arcades the same year as Pac-Man, so it was up against it. But two good classic games. Well, I hope you liked having a look at that one, a trip down memory lane. That was ZX Berserk from 1982, published by Jega Software for the 16K Spectrum, or this is being played on the 48K. Thanks for watching that one as always. Got any comments about this game, any others on the channel, retro gaming, or anything that comes to mind, then you're more than welcome to put your thoughts below. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.